Good morning, Mustangs. I'm Nathan.
And I'm Abigail.
And welcome back to RCTV. We got a few quick updates on what's been happening around the school. Starting off strong, we have weather. We'll move to sports. We'll go to activities. We'll have Senior Insight with Claire and Addie. And we'll finish the episode off with a state forensics package.
We got a lot to cover today, so let's get started.
First up, here's a look at this week's weather with Julian.
Thank you, guys. I'm Julian Montenegro, here to bring you the weekly weather forecast. Starting with today, it's going to be a high of 65 degrees and a low of 37 degrees, with it being a 6% chance of precipitation and partly cloudy. To start off the weekend strong, it's going to be a high of 72 degrees with a low of 46 degrees with a 5% chance of precipitation and it being partly cloudy. For Sunday, it's going to be 82 degrees and a low of 51 degrees with a 3% chance of precipitation and once again, partly cloudy. For Monday, it's going to be a high of 82 degrees and a low of 53 degrees with that day of school off and with a 15% chance of precipitation. Once again, partly cloudy. For Tuesday, it's a high of 74 degrees and a low of 51 degrees with a 15% chance of precipitation right there. And again, partly cloudy. For Wednesday, it's going to be high of 67 degrees and a low of 45 degrees with 43% chance of precipitation and partly rainy. For Thursday, to round out the week, it's going to be a high of 69 degrees and a low of 46 degrees with it being partly cloudy and a 16% chance of precipitation. Back to the desk.
Thank you, Julian. It's really starting to feel like summer out there.
Speaking of summer, sports are starting to wrap up as teams finish their season.
Let's head over to Bella for a sports update.
Hi, I'm Bella with your Rock Creek Sports Update. First, let's start with track. Rock Creek had a strong showing at Eudora, with the girls' team finishing first place and the boys finishing second just by 1 point. Multiple score records were broken, including individual records by Claire Bussing and in the 1600 meter and Thomas Eagles in the 400 meter, along with the both girls 4x8 and the boys 4x1 relays. Next up, JV travels to St. Mary's and varsity heads to Pika-Seaman. Boys golf. The team competed in 3 events last week. Their best finish was second place at Stag Hill, along with 6th place finish at Nemaha Central. JV golfers also had a solid showing at Onega. Varsity will compete twice this week, with JV playing in 2 events on Friday. Softball and baseball. Both programs have had a competitive week with multiple split results across varsity games. JV softball went 2-0 on the week. Varsity softball and baseball each split their games in multiple matchups. Some games were canceled due to the weather. The softball's current record is 14-4, and baseball's varsity record is 11-4. That's your quick Rock Creek Sports Update. Back to the desk.
Thanks, Bella.
Up next, we got a quick update on activities. Let's not waste any time.
Take it away, Owen.
Hi, I'm Owen Miller to bring you your weekly activities. To start off, last Friday, Rock Creek went to Eudora for a track meet. Thomas Eagles broke the record in the men's 400 meter last Friday. First place results from Eudora were Aiden Torrey for long jump, Rory Pitzer for shot put, Aubrey McCarn for triple jump, Jackson Kirby for javelin, Logan Rankin for the 100 meter and the 200 meter. Boys 4x1 team made up of Aiden Torrey, Logan Rankin, Thomas Eagles, and Jacob Perkins, breaking the school record. Claire Bussing broke the school record in the 1600 meter and the 800 meter. Congratulations. The girls 4x8 team also broke the school record. That team is composed of Claire Bussing, Lucy Nippert, Liv Nippert, and Violet Motsky. The girls track team took first in the tough track meet. The boys misplacing first by just a point. Good job to everyone that competed, and congratulations to all the first place winners. Congratulations to all the winners at League Art also. State Forensics is tomorrow, and good luck to all the people attending. Today, JV and varsity track are going to track meets. JV is going to St. Mary's, and varsity is going to Topeka-Seaman. Next Tuesday, the Mustangs are going to Nemaha Central. Good luck to everyone going. Back to you guys on the desk.
Thanks, Ellen.
This week, we've also got a few special segments to check out.
First, let's over to Senior Insight with Claire and Addie.
Hey Mustangs, welcome back to Senior Insight. I'm your host Claire.
And I'm your co-host Addie. And with graduation coming up in just a few short weeks, we are going to talk about some tips and tricks on how to navigate that weekend.
Yes, graduation is just 14 days away. And with that in mind, the most important piece of advice we have for you is to be safe and smart.
And if you get invited to a party, go ahead and go. But make sure that you bring a gift and you're not just there to eat all of the food.
Yes, and if you don't get invited to a party, but your friends do, you can still go and have fun, but just be mindful when you're there.
Another thing to be mindful for is Friday and Saturday are going to be packed full of parties. So make sure you think about the time and the location of those parties. That way you can just plan accordingly.
The last thing we have for you today is to show up early to graduation if you want a good seat, because Rock Creek does not do reserved seating.
Graduation starts at 3, so first come, first serve.
Yep, that's all we have for you today, Mustangs, for Senior Insight.
Happy graduation!
Back to you guys at the desk.
Thank you, Addie and Claire. That was some great insight.
Up next, we've got a special segment from Jackson McCann covering state forensics. Take it away, man.
I'm a little nervous because my speeches haven't been going as well as I would hope that they would be. But I'm trying my best to prepare and try out different impromptu topics and just clean up my speech that hopefully I can do as well as possible.
Rock Creek's forensics team will be on their way to state tomorrow, May 2nd.
I got first in duet and second, I got first in IDA and second in duet at the Riley County meet. Pretty happy about that because I think that's the best I've ever done.
Students are trying hard to do better than last year after only placing 7th overall, the lowest in school history.
Started out freshman year and I kind of sucked. Sophomore year I started doing oration and I realized that I was better at speech topics than acting events.
Forensics coach Keith Miller has been in overdrive, making sure all performances are state ready, even having students practice outside of class. Students who are performing this year at state are freshmen Cadence Jacks, Delilah Hunter, Eliana Kufal, Lydia Honeywell, and Piper Allen. Sophomore Brianna Linville, juniors Hallie Wrights, Isaiah Casey, Luke Runke, and Owen Miller, and seniors Devin Fleming, Frankie Webster, Jackson McCann, and Zane Dubiel. We wish luck to all those students performing this year, and we can't wait to report on how they do right here on RCTV next week.
Thanks, Jackson. That's all we have today.
Thanks for tuning in, Mustangs.
And until next time, hoof 'em!